This is Kelly Hill, technology reporter with RCR Wireless News. I'm here today with Francis McInerney of North River Ventures, and we're at Wi-Fi Now 2016. You just finished up a presentation and a very exciting panel discussion, I thought. Let's talk about the Uberization of the wireless industry and some key takeaways from your talk.
Well, I think it's really simple. The amount of money that you could make if you're Apple by Uberizing the carriers around the world is so staggering. And we ran the numbers. You could easily be $1 trillion company by market capitalization on a very small amount of cash by Uberizing those carriers. If you're Tim Cook, why would you not do this? Answer is, you will do this. It's money, folks, real money. So they're going to do it.
So what does that translate to in terms of Uberization? You know, we talked a little bit about Comcast and, you know, being able to leverage not only their own Wi-Fi network, but the consumers are paying for Wi-Fi hotspots that Comcast can then leverage as its own network.
Right.
You know, we have Google looking at spectrum sharing at 3.5. You know, what are those early examples? You know, how do you see this going?
I see it very simply going something like this. You have this. It switches carriers in background mode. It searches out either the cheapest, if you select in your settings, the cheapest, the highest quality, whatever you want. You say you want Wi-Fi first, it'll do Wi-Fi first. Whatever you select, it'll work, and it'll constantly select the cheapest carrier, killing the ARPU model of existing wireless carriers. And folks out there, if you're in wireless, think about this.
And so is that a Google 5?
This is an Apple phone.
Oh.
It's an iPhone.
Okay.
But it could be Google. It doesn't matter. Whoever owns the cloud owns the space. The biggest mistake that Verizon, AT&T, and other carriers made is that they do not own the space. The space is the cloud. If you own the cloud, you have destiny in your hand. If you don't, you're just a slave dog.
And that was one of the things that you talked about, was that these brands, particularly Google and Apple, wanting to ultimately control the cloud experience as opposed to control the network, control the customer.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they will make all their decisions based on controlling your experience of the cloud. Apple and Google just want to manage how you experience the cloud. Everything else is secondary. So if you think of all the financial decisions that they will make, the way they'll allocate their capital, it's going to be based on that simple premise. Other folks are making all kinds of decisions based on dozens of things, but that's because they're not seeing the cloud that sits at the core of this whole thing.
Any other thoughts, Francis, in terms of, you know, things that you hit on that you think are important to the discussion today?
Yes, no business model that exists today will exist tomorrow. That's the big challenge. Nothing that we see now will exist tomorrow. Most important to understand what that implies for your business.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.